Takunda Rusike has always been an ambitious athlete. Now, you could call her an all-arounder who excels at nearly every sport she plays. But rugby, Rusike says, is in her blood. She grew up surrounded by her rugby-loving family who came to the United States from Zimbabwe. But as a first-generation American, Rusike found few opportunities for girls like her to play.
I was always exposed to it, but I always noticed, especially like when I was younger until I got to like high school, it really wasn't like offered for girls until I was in high school. So that's when I only started playing when I was like, that late sophomore, early junior year of high school type thing, because it really wasn't offered until I was older.
At the age of 17, Rusike discovered the beauty and the intensity of rugby.
When I was playing rugby, I literally felt like I was at home. I played sports my whole life. I've been a swimmer. I played elite sports my whole life. Been a swimmer, played basketball, track. I went to states for track. I was varsity track captain in high school. I loved it. But there was nothing, I never felt as home as I do when I'm on the rugby field. When I would play rugby, it was like everything would just make sense. I would never have anxiety going to rugby practice. The way when I would go to basketball practice, track practice, there would be times where I didn't want to go. I wasn't excited, but I was always so excited to go to rugby.
That motivated Rusike to start a rugby program at Howard University, a top U.S. historically black college or university, or HBCU. Here, Rusike captains the only competitive HBCU women's rugby team, also known as the Herd. She says she also wanted to create a safe space for young black women to play and excel at the sport of rugby.
So growing up playing rugby in high school, I would oftentimes be the only black girl on my team, which was definitely an experience that I didn't always love. So when I had the opportunity to go to Howard on an academic scholarship, I knew that there was definitely like a gap to fill, and I didn't really understand as to why like there wasn't rugby at HBCUs.
Rusike's program is only 2 years old, but it's already made an impression on and off campus, including with this rugby player turned coach.
For me, I think the leadership that these ladies are showing within practice and even just as young women playing in the sport is huge. Like, they take to us very well, very respectful, and they're sponges in the game, and that's the only thing you ask for, especially being such an early program.
Last year, the Herd were undefeated in their division and outscored opponents 211-30 on the season. But just like in any rugby match, victory is never a sure thing. This year, the team went to the CRAA National Championship, but faced many challenges. First, they had to fundraise $25,000 to fund their team expenses. They then lost to California's Claremont University, 47-5. Players say a strong sense of unity and sisterhood helped the team face defeat, persevere, and try again.
While you're out, you're practicing and stuff, like, you're not coming here to be just by yourself. You're coming here to play with other girls, so then you get that connection. It's like, I found my sisters here.
Rusike says, despite these setbacks, the Herd aims to win the CRAA Division I National Championship next season. For VOA, I'm Jourdan Smith here in Washington.
For more perspective on the game, Jourdan Smith joins me here. Jourdan, it's great to have you on Africa 54.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, tell us what impressed you most about the team?
I think the biggest thing I literally was just impressed by was just the sense of teammate, and just, they were just also like, it was like family, it was like they were all so close, connected, they were just so bonded, and it was just a very short period of time.
Mm-hmm. And what did you take away from the team? I mean, I've not seen so many girls so excited about rugby. Mm-hmm. What did you take away from that?
Really just that sports can kind of bridge together any group of people. I think it's like a lot of people didn't know what rugby was before they came onto the team, but it's like they joined the team and they were just able to just connect so fast through the shared thing of the sport,
What would you say was the most interesting thing that you learned talking to the girls, talking to the team leader, to Sike? What did you see that, we need to know?
I would say the biggest thing I kind of learned was just like rugby is a serious sport, even just for girls. Like, it's intense, it's ferocious, like it's a lot of just contact. And I think it was like they really handled it extremely well.
How does she train them? How many times do they have to practice during the week?
Well, they practice, I think, they don't have their own practice facility, so they kind of use a public facility, but they practice pretty often, and I think that's one of the most impressive things. They kind of just find a way. They're very just adaptive with just everything across the board.